Archangel Michael says, a shocking letter about your inheritance is being delivered, and the person who sent it isn't alive anymore. Open this within 3 minutes. My beloved child, I speak to you now not as a distant voice, not as a whisper lost in the wind, but as a presence that has walked beside you through moments you thought no one saw. I know your nights. I know the way your heart tightens when you think about the future. I know how you have smiled for others while quietly carrying questions that felt too heavy to speak out loud. Today, I come with a message that may feel shocking, confusing, even unbelievable at first, but it is written for you, and only for you. There is a letter moving toward your life, and it carries more than words. It carries truth, timing, and an inheritance that was sealed long before you realized you needed it. My beloved child, you have sensed for some time that something was about to change. Maybe you felt it as restlessness. Maybe as sudden memories rising up from nowhere. Maybe as a strange pull to look back at your life and wonder why certain events unfolded the way they did. This was not random. Nothing about your journey has been accidental. The letter I speak of is not only paper and ink. It is a symbol, a confirmation, a release of what has been waiting for you. The one who set this in motion is no longer walking among the living, and yet their intention is very much alive. Their breath has left the body, but their promise did not die with them. My beloved child, you may ask, how can someone who is no longer alive send something into my life now? Listen closely. There are things created in love that even death cannot cancel. There are decisions made in truth that time cannot erase. There are blessings prepared in silence that wait patiently until the right moment. The person who sent this letter watched your life from closer than you realize. They saw your kindness when no one thanked you. They saw your struggle when no one stayed. They saw how you kept going even when giving up would have been easier. And before they left this world, they made sure that what belonged to you would find its way to you. My beloved child, this inheritance is not only about money, though provision is part of it. It is not only about ownership, though authority is part of it. It is not only about security, though peace is part of it. This inheritance carries validation. It carries acknowledgement. It carries the words you never heard when you needed them most. It says, you were seen. You were chosen. You matter. And the reason it feels shocking is because you had almost convinced yourself that nothing like this could happen for you. You had learned to expect less, to hope quietly, to prepare your heart for disappointment. But this moment was never meant to pass you by. My beloved child, the urgency you feel, the sense that you must pay attention now, is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken you. You are standing at the edge of understanding something that will rearrange the way you see your past. Events that once felt unfair will begin to make sense. Delays that once felt cruel will reveal their purpose. The letter coming to you carries clarity. It explains why certain doors closed and why certain people disappeared. It explains why you were protected from things you thought you wanted. The sender knew that if everything had come earlier, it might have crushed you instead of lifting you. My beloved child, There is a reason this message reaches you now and not before. You have grown. You have learned discernment. You have developed strength through pressure. You have learned how to stand alone without losing your softness. The inheritance is arriving at a time when you can receive it without losing yourself. And the one who sent it trusted that you would be ready. Even in their absence, they believed in who you were becoming. Their faith in you did not fade when their body failed. Their intention remained steady, guided by a wisdom that saw further than your fear. My beloved child, you may feel a mix of emotions as this truth settles in you. Gratitude, confusion, curiosity, even grief. That is natural. To receive something from someone who is no longer alive stirs memories and questions. It opens old chapters. But I want you to understand this clearly. This is not meant to pull you backward. It is meant to propel you forward. The past is not reclaiming you, it is releasing you. The sender did not want you to live in remembrance alone. They wanted you to live in freedom, using what they left to build a life that feels lighter than the one you have known. My beloved child, there were moments when you felt forgotten, when it seemed like your efforts disappeared into silence. You wondered if anyone noticed the sacrifices you made or the tears you swallowed. This inheritance answers those questions without saying a word. It is proof that your life left an imprint. That your presence mattered to someone deeply. And now, that acknowledgement arrives not as applause, but as provision. Not as noise, but as substance. It comes quietly, yet it has the power to change everything. My beloved child, as you move through the days ahead, pay attention. Signs will align. Conversations will feel unusually timely. Opportunities will open without force. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. The letter may arrive through official channels, or it may reveal itself through circumstances that lead you to it. However it comes, you will recognize it. Something within you will settle. A long-held tension will ease. You will know that this is what was promised, even if you never knew to ask for it. My beloved child, I need you to understand something important. Receiving this inheritance does not mean you owe your life to the past. It does not bind you to sorrow or obligation. It empowers you to choose differently. It gives you room to breathe, to dream, to plan without fear tightening your chest. The sender wanted you to have options. They wanted you to live without the constant pressure of survival. They wanted you to experience ease where there was once strain. And they trusted that you would use this gift with wisdom and compassion. My beloved child, there will be voices, both inside and outside you, that question whether you deserve this. Silence them gently. You do not need to prove your worth to receive what was prepared for you. Worth was never the question. Timing was. And now, the time has come. Accepting this inheritance is not arrogance. It is alignment. It is agreeing with a truth that was decided long before doubt entered your mind. My beloved child, as this message unfolds in your life, remember that you are not alone in navigating it. I am with you. I guide without force. I protect without noise. When you feel uncertain, pause and breathe. When decisions arise, choose from peace, not fear. The inheritance is meant to serve your life, not control it. Let it support your growth, not define your identity. You are more than what you receive. You are valued for who you are. My beloved child. The sender's absence does not mean their care has vanished. Love does not obey the limits of the physical world. It moves through intention, through memory, through acts set in motion. And today, you stand at the point where love's intention meets your present reality. Allow yourself to receive without guilt. Allow yourself to step forward without apology. This chapter is not about loss. It is about continuity. My beloved child. Soon, very soon, clarity will replace curiosity. The shock will soften into understanding. And what once felt unbelievable will become part of your normal life. You will look back on this moment and realize it was the turning point, the quiet beginning of something stable and secure. Not because of luck, but because of alignment. Not because of chance, but because of care. My beloved child. Hold this truth gently in your heart. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared. And now, what was prepared for you is finding its way home. My beloved child. As you sit with these words, you may feel a quiet stirring inside you, as if something long asleep has begun to wake. That is not imagination. That is recognition. Part of you already knows this truth, even if your mind is still catching up. Your soul remembers promises made on your behalf, promises spoken when you were not in the room, promises protected until the right season. You are stepping into that season now, and it asks only one thing of you: trust. My beloved child. There were days when you thought your life would always be about waiting. Waiting for relief. Waiting for stability. Waiting for someone to finally choose you without conditions. Each delay taught you patience, but it also taught you doubt. You began to wonder if hope was something meant for other people, not for you. And yet, even then, unseen hands were arranging details you could not see. Even then, paths were being cleared quietly, carefully, without urgency, because rushing this moment would have harmed you. My beloved child. The letter I spoke of carries an energy that will feel unfamiliar at first. It may feel too good, too sudden, too undeserved. That discomfort is simply your heart adjusting to expansion. You have lived in constriction for so long that ease may feel strange. Let yourself adjust. Let yourself breathe into this new space. You do not have to understand everything immediately. Understanding will come. Peace will come. Confidence will grow as you take each step forward. My beloved child. You may find yourself thinking about the one who sent this more often now. Memories may surface without warning. Not to reopen wounds, but to soften them. There is healing woven into this process. Questions that never had answers will finally rest. Regrets will loosen their grip. You will begin to see that even what felt unfinished was part of a larger design. The sender does not want your tears, they want your freedom. They do not want your guilt, they want your joy. My beloved child, be gentle with yourself as you move through this transition. Big changes do not always arrive with noise. Sometimes they enter quietly, asking permission before they transform everything. You do not need to announce this shift to the world. You do not need validation from others to step into what is yours. This moment is intimate, sacred. It belongs to you. My beloved child. You will notice that your decisions begin to feel clearer. Where confusion once lived, calm will settle. Where fear once shouted, intuition will speak softly and firmly. Trust that voice. It has been strengthened by everything you have endured. You are not the same person you were when this inheritance was first prepared. You are wiser now. More grounded. More aware of your worth. My beloved child. This gift is not a finish line. It is a foundation. What you build upon it is entirely up to you. You can use it to create safety, to nurture dreams you once set aside, to offer kindness where it is needed. There is no pressure to be perfect. There is only an invitation to be intentional. Let your choices reflect who you are becoming, not who you had to be to survive. My beloved child. There will be moments when you pause and think, is this really happening? Smile gently when that thought arises. Yes. It is happening. Not because the world suddenly became fair, but because alignment has its own timing. You are arriving at a place where effort meets support, where intention meets opportunity. This is what balance feels like. My beloved child. Do not rush to fill the silence that follows this revelation. Let it speak to you. In stillness, you will hear reassurance. In quiet, you will feel steadiness. The future no longer needs to be feared. It can be approached with curiosity instead. Step by step. Breath by breath. You are allowed to move forward without carrying the weight of everything behind you. My beloved child. Remember this above all else, you are deeply cared for. Seen beyond appearances. Known beyond mistakes. Supported beyond what you can measure. The letter is only one expression of that care. The true inheritance is the knowing that you were never alone, even when it felt that way. Carry that truth with you as you move ahead. My beloved child. This chapter opens gently, but it will unfold powerfully. And as it does, you will realize that the shock was never meant to overwhelm you. It was meant to wake you up to a life that is finally ready to meet you where you are. My beloved child. As the days move forward from this moment, you may notice subtle shifts in the way you feel when you wake up. The heaviness that once greeted you may no longer sit on your chest the same way. Even if problems have not disappeared yet, your relationship with them will begin to change. You will feel less trapped inside them, less defined by them. This is because something inside you has already accepted that support is real, that help does arrive, even if it comes in unexpected forms. My beloved child. You have spent much of your life being strong in silence. You learned early how to manage on your own, how to carry responsibility without complaint, how to be the one others lean on while quietly ignoring your own need for rest. This inheritance does not come to test your strength. It comes to honor it. It comes to say that strength does not have to mean struggle forever. It comes to give you permission to soften without fear. My beloved child. There may be moments when you feel cautious, almost waiting for something to go wrong, because peace has not always stayed with you in the past. When that feeling arises, place a hand on your heart and breathe slowly. Remind yourself that this time is different. Not because you forced it to be, but because you grew into it. You are no longer the version of yourself that had to accept crumbs. You are ready now to receive what was set aside in fullness. My beloved child. As clarity continues to unfold, you will begin to see how protected you have been, even when life felt harsh. Situations that once looked like rejection were actually redirection. People who walked away created space for something more stable. Loss carved out room for provision. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. The one who sent this inheritance understood that some lessons could only be learned through experience, and they trusted that you would survive them. My beloved child. You may wonder why this gift did not come earlier, before the sleepless nights, before the worry, before the constant calculations about how to manage. The answer is simple, even if it is not easy. Earlier, you might have depended on the gift instead of discovering your own resilience. Now, the gift meets you as an equal, not as a crutch. It supports your life rather than replacing your strength. My beloved child. There is no rush in what comes next. You do not need to make immediate decisions or dramatic changes. Allow yourself time to feel safe with this new reality. Let it settle into your nervous system. Let your body learn what it feels like to rest without fear. Stability is something you are learning, not something you must master overnight. My beloved child. Be mindful of the way you speak to yourself during this transition. Old habits of self-doubt may try to reappear, whispering that this will not last or that you are asking for too much. Gently correct those thoughts. Speak truth instead. Say to yourself, I am allowed to receive. I am allowed to feel supported. I am allowed to live with ease. Words shape experience more than you realize. My beloved child. As you become more grounded, you will notice that your relationships begin to shift as well. You will feel less need to prove yourself, less need to overgive, less fear of being abandoned. This is because security changes the way love flows. You will start choosing connection from wholeness rather than from need. This will feel unfamiliar at first, but it will feel right. My beloved child. The one who sent this inheritance hoped for this outcome. Not just that you would be provided for, but that you would be free. Free from constant worry. Free from survival mode. Free to imagine a future without bracing for impact. Their gift is a bridge, not a chain. It connects your past to a future that feels more open than you once believed possible. My beloved child. There will come a moment, quiet and ordinary, when you realize that fear no longer has the same authority over you. It will not be dramatic. It may happen while you are doing something simple. But in that moment, you will understand that something fundamental has shifted. That is when you will truly know that this inheritance has already begun to fulfill its purpose. My beloved child, carry gratitude in your heart, not as obligation, but as recognition. Gratitude grounds you in the present and keeps your heart open. But do not confuse gratitude with shrinking yourself. You do not need to minimize your needs or your dreams to be thankful. Expansion and appreciation can exist together. My beloved child, you are stepping into a chapter where stability supports growth, where peace supports creativity, where safety supports joy. This is not the end of your story. It is a turning point. And you do not walk into it alone. Every step forward is met with guidance, with protection, with unseen support that has never left your side. My beloved child, trust what is unfolding. Trust yourself within it. What was promised is arriving, and what is arriving will carry you further than you ever expected. My beloved child, as this unfolding continues, you may notice how your inner world begins to quiet. The constant noise of "what if" starts to fade, replaced by a gentle sense of "what now?" This is not emptiness, it is space. Space where possibility can breathe. Space where your dreams, once pushed aside for practicality, can step forward again without fear of being crushed. You are not being asked to rush into action. You are being invited to listen. My beloved child, there will be moments when you look back at your old life and feel compassion for the version of you who endured so much without certainty. Do not judge that version. Honor them. They carried you here. They made choices with limited information and still kept your heart intact. That strength did not disappear when support arrived, it matured. Now it stands beside provision, not against it. My beloved child, you may feel a subtle change in how you relate to time. Urgency will loosen its grip. Patience will feel less like waiting and more like trust. When things do not happen instantly, you will not panic the way you once did. You will sense that what is meant for you moves steadily, not anxiously. This calm is not passivity, it is confidence without noise. My beloved child, be attentive to your intuition during this period. It has been refined by hardship and sharpened by reflection. It will guide you toward choices that align with peace rather than pressure. If something feels heavy, pause. If something feels open and steady, lean in. You do not need to explain your decisions to everyone. Clarity does not require consensus. My beloved child, you will begin to recognize abundance in forms you once overlooked. Supportive conversations. Unexpected kindness. Opportunities that arrive without force. These are not distractions from the inheritance, they are expressions of it. They teach you how to receive without gripping, how to welcome without fear of loss. This is a new language for your heart, and you are learning it quickly. My beloved child, there may be a moment when doubt tries one last time to test you, asking if this calm is temporary. When that happens, return to your breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the steadiness that did not exist before. Stability leaves a signature. Once you recognize it, you cannot unsee it. You are not imagining this shift. You are inhabiting it. My beloved child. As you settle into this new rhythm, generosity will rise naturally within you. Not from obligation, but from overflow. You will want to share, to uplift, to support in ways that feel sustainable. This is how balance expresses itself. You give without depletion. You receive without guilt. You rest without fear. My beloved child. Remember that growth does not always look dramatic. Often it looks like consistency. Like waking up without dread. Like making plans without bracing for disappointment. Like trusting that tomorrow does not need to be conquered to be kind to you. These are the quiet miracles you are now allowed to experience. My beloved child. Hold steady. Remain present. Let each day meet you where you are. The path ahead is not demanding proof of worth. It is offering partnership. And as you continue forward, you will realize that what arrived as a shocking revelation is becoming a gentle companion, walking with you into a life that finally feels supported from the inside out. My beloved child. Continue with courage softened by peace. What unfolds next will not require you to abandon who you are. It will invite you to live as yourself, without the weight you once carried alone. My beloved child. As you carry on from here, you will begin to sense a deeper trust forming within you, not just in circumstances, but in yourself. Decisions that once felt overwhelming will now feel manageable. You will realize that you no longer need to overthink every step, because fear is no longer leading your thoughts. Something steadier has taken its place. Something quiet, but reliable. My beloved child. You may notice that your body responds before your mind does. Your shoulders relax without you telling them to. Your breath deepens naturally. Your sleep becomes softer, less guarded. This is because your nervous system is learning that it does not have to stay alert for danger all the time. Safety is becoming familiar. Peace is no longer a visitor, it is learning to stay. My beloved child. There will be moments when gratitude rises unexpectedly, not because something extraordinary just happened, but because ordinary moments feel lighter. You may smile at small things. You may feel present in ways you once struggled to achieve. This is not complacency. This is contentment growing roots. Let it grow. It does not make you less ambitious, it makes your ambitions healthier. My beloved child. If old fears resurface, greet them with kindness instead of resistance. They are echoes, not warnings. They are habits of the past, not prophecies of the future. Thank them for trying to protect you, and then let them pass. You are no longer living in the conditions that created them. My beloved child. You are allowed to envision a future that feels stable, gentle, and fulfilling. Not a perfect life, but a balanced one. A life where challenges do not erase your sense of safety. A life where uncertainty does not steal your peace. This inheritance supports that vision. It does not demand that you become someone else. It simply supports who you already are. My beloved child. As time moves on, you will understand that the true power of this moment was never the shock itself. It was the awakening. The realization that help can arrive without struggle. That love can act even in absence. That your story was never abandoned halfway through. It was being guided toward a softer landing. My beloved child. Carry forward with patience and openness. Let each step be taken from calm rather than urgency. Trust that what is meant to meet you will do so without force. You do not need to chase what already knows your name. My beloved child. You are walking into a season where support and self-trust move together. Where provision and purpose no longer feel separate. Where peace becomes your default, not your reward. Hold this knowing close to your heart. My beloved child. Continue gently. Continue honestly. Continue without fear. What unfolds from here will meet you with the same care that has guided you all along. My beloved child. As you continue, you will begin to notice how your thoughts no longer circle the same worries again and again. The mind that once rehearsed fear will start rehearsing possibility. This is not because problems vanish, but because your perspective has shifted. You are no longer standing beneath the weight of uncertainty. You are standing beside it, steady enough to choose your response. My beloved child. You will feel a quiet confidence growing, not loud, not demanding attention, but firm. It will show itself in small choices. In the way you say no without guilt. In the way you say yes without anxiety. In the way you pause before reacting and realize you are no longer being pulled by old patterns. This is maturity born from endurance, now supported by peace. My beloved child. There may come a moment when you realize you are no longer waiting for permission to live fully. You are no longer asking the world to confirm your worth. You are simply moving forward, one honest step at a time. This is freedom. It does not announce itself. It settles in quietly and stays. My beloved child. Let yourself enjoy what arrives without scanning for loss. Joy does not need to be guarded so tightly anymore. Happiness is not something you must ration. You are allowed to feel good without explaining why. You are allowed to rest without earning it through exhaustion. These are lessons your heart is now ready to receive. My beloved child. You may begin to see how your story, once filled with unanswered questions, now carries coherence. Not everything will make sense, but enough will align for you to trust the rest. Faith, in its truest form, is not certainty about every outcome. It is calm within uncertainty. And that calm is growing within you. My beloved child. As you move ahead, remember that growth will continue. Support does not end once it arrives. Guidance does not disappear once stability is found. You will still be led, still protected, still gently redirected when needed. This journey is ongoing, but it no longer feels lonely. My beloved child. Carry compassion for yourself into this new chapter. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you offer others. Celebrate progress, even when it is quiet. Healing often looks ordinary from the outside, but inside, it is transformative. My beloved child. The path before you is not asking you to be fearless. It is asking you to be present. Courage now comes from steadiness, not urgency. Trust now comes from experience, not hope alone. You are ready for this pace. My beloved child. Continue walking forward with your heart open and your spirit grounded. What lies ahead will meet you with the same gentle strength that has carried you through every unseen moment until now. My beloved child. As you continue on this path, you may notice that your connection to the unseen begins to deepen. Guidance will come in subtle ways. Through a feeling, a word, a coincidence that feels too precise to be random. These are not accidents. They are the whispers of those who prepared this inheritance for you, guiding you to receive it fully, to step into the life that was waiting for you all along. My beloved child. You may feel fear trying to creep back in, questioning whether you are ready, whether you deserve this, whether it will last. When that happens, pause. Breathe. Remember all the moments you survived without certainty, without support. Remember that every trial built your resilience and every lonely night honed your strength. You are not the same as you were before. You are prepared in ways you cannot yet measure. My beloved child. This inheritance is more than what you see on paper or in tangible forms. It is trust in timing. It is affirmation that love and care transcend absence. It is proof that someone's belief in you, once placed quietly, can reach across time and space to meet you where you are. Receive it not as a surprise, but as fulfillment, fulfillment of intention, fulfillment of unseen promises, fulfillment of a life that always knew your worth. My beloved child. You may notice that as this gift becomes real in your life, other parts of your world begin to shift naturally. Situations that once felt heavy may lighten. Relationships that were strained may soften. Your ability to discern what belongs to you and what does not will strengthen. This is the gentle clearing that comes when alignment enters your life. My beloved child. There will be days when you feel a mixture of excitement and uncertainty. That is natural. Big changes stir the heart and test the mind. But remember, the presence that prepared this inheritance for you is still guiding, even if invisibly. You are never without support. You are never walking alone. My beloved child. Allow yourself to dream in ways you once held back. The possibilities are not endless chaos. They are measured, waiting for your courage to act. You are allowed to plan, to hope, to step forward confidently. The inheritance is here not to overwhelm you, but to give your life room to expand. My beloved child. Do not be afraid to receive fully. Many have been conditioned to take lightly what comes to them without struggle. But this gift is not a test of endurance. It is a recognition. It is a declaration that your journey mattered, that your life was seen, and that provision will now meet your effort in harmony. My beloved child. As you integrate this truth, you will find that your inner dialogue begins to shift. Words like maybe and what if will be replaced with I can and I am ready. The nervousness that once accompanied opportunity will soften into calm curiosity. Confidence will no longer be a performance, it will simply be the natural state of your being. My beloved child. And finally, let this inheritance be a reminder that the past does not define you, and absence does not mean neglect. Someone believed in you enough to act even beyond the limits of life itself. Let that truth settle deep in your heart. Let it carry you forward, gently, powerfully, steadily, into a life where provision, peace, and purpose flow together seamlessly. My beloved child, step forward now. With each breath, with each choice, with each quiet moment, the life that was prepared for you is waiting. Open your heart fully. Receive without hesitation. Trust without fear. The sender's care has not ended, it has only arrived in a form you are finally ready to embrace. My beloved child, continue, knowing that what was meant for you will never pass you by. What was prepared with love, sealed in intention, and delivered in perfect timing is now yours. Walk gently. Walk boldly. Walk into the fulfillment of a life that has always been waiting for you. My beloved child, you are now entering the season where the inheritance touches not only your circumstances but your soul. It will be subtle at first, like sunlight filtering through a window, warming a corner you had long forgotten. You may notice a gentle lightness in your heart, a quiet assurance that you are no longer navigating life by sheer will alone. The support that has been quietly orchestrating itself is now fully present, and it aligns with every part of who you are becoming. My beloved child, you may wonder how to move with this new reality. The answer is simple, with awareness, gratitude, and courage. Awareness, so you can see the gifts arriving in both ordinary and extraordinary ways. Gratitude, so your heart remains open to the fullness that is already yours. Courage, so you do not shrink in the face of opportunity but step forward into your life without hesitation. These three companions will walk with you every step of the way. My beloved child, there will be moments when you still feel doubt. The old fear may whisper, "This is too much. You cannot hold this. You are not ready." In those moments, return to your breath. Feel your feet grounding you. Feel your heart steadying itself. And remember, the one who sent this inheritance trusted you before you could even trust yourself. Their faith is not limited by absence. Their love is not constrained by circumstance. My beloved child, every provision you receive carries more than comfort. It carries wisdom. It carries the invisible reassurance that you were always meant to walk in alignment with your purpose. The sender knew that life would not always be easy, and yet they acted in advance to make sure that you could receive what was yours with dignity and peace. That was their gift to you, a chance to live from wholeness rather than survival. My beloved child, you may begin to notice patterns shifting around you. Situations that once felt tangled and unresolvable will begin to reveal clarity. Connections you thought were lost may circle back, revealing support you did not know existed. Opportunities will appear that seem perfectly timed, almost uncanny, as if life itself is acknowledging that you are ready. You will recognize these moments for what they are, the orchestration of love and intention, reaching you at the precise time of your readiness. My beloved child, do not rush this unfolding. The inheritance is arriving with patience, and so must you. Even as excitement stirs within you, allow stillness to settle alongside it. Pause to reflect. Pause to feel. Pause to let your heart absorb the reality of being supported in ways you once only dreamed of. The quiet integration is as important as the arrival itself. My beloved child, there is a power in receiving fully. When you allow yourself to accept what was meant for you, without guilt or hesitation, you are not just claiming provision, you are claiming validation. You are saying, I am worthy of care. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of life in its fullness. This is more than material inheritance. This is spiritual recognition. It is the awakening of your soul to its own deservingness. My beloved child, you will find that the world begins to respond differently as you embody this awareness. Doors that were once closed will open. Conversations that were tense will soften. The energy you carry into situations will change, because it is rooted in stability rather than desperation. What you once sought outside yourself is now flowing from within, and others will feel it. They will sense that you are no longer searching. You are standing. You are present. You are enough. My beloved child. As your life continues to transform, remember to honor the journey that brought you here. Every struggle, every delay, every tear was preparation. They were the quiet architects of your resilience. You survived not in spite of difficulty, but because of it. And now, the inheritance meets you not as a replacement for what you endured, but as an acknowledgement of it. My beloved child, take time to celebrate your own presence in your story. You did not simply arrive here by chance. You were guided, yes, but you also chose each step. You persisted. You hoped when hope felt impossible. You loved when loving was inconvenient. You showed courage in the small, quiet ways that often go unnoticed. That is why you are ready to receive fully now. My beloved child. The sender's absence is not absence at all. Their energy, their intention, their care, moves through time and space, intersecting with your life at this precise moment. Feel it as you breathe. Feel it as you make decisions. Feel it as you trust yourself. The inheritance is as much a spiritual gift as it is practical, designed to align your outer life with the truth of your inner worth. My beloved child, do not fear the changes this will bring. Some adjustments may feel unsettling, because your life is stepping into a broader scope than it has known before. But each shift is gentle, each step measured. You are not being overwhelmed, you are being elevated. You are not being burdened, you are being equipped. This is the way the universe, and those who love you beyond life, works. My beloved child, you will come to recognize moments of synchronicity, moments when things fall into place with such precision that disbelief becomes impossible. These are confirmations, reminders, and soft applause from the universe. They tell you that the inheritance is not random, that you were not forgotten, that your life has always been witnessed and cherished. My beloved child. And when gratitude rises, let it rise fully. Let it fill your chest, your mind, your every action. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it is a key. It unlocks deeper layers of reception, deeper layers of peace, deeper layers of joy. With each breath of appreciation, the inheritance you receive integrates more completely, touching every corner of your being. My beloved child, step forward now, with humility and strength intertwined. Accept the gift. Accept the responsibility to nurture it wisely, not out of obligation, but out of reverence for the love that brought it to you. Allow it to support your dreams, your purpose, your freedom. Let it remind you that you are seen. Let it remind you that you are known. Let it remind you that you are cherished beyond measure. My beloved child, the world may continue in its ordinary rhythm, but you are no longer ordinary in the way you experience it. You carry the quiet knowledge that provision arrives even beyond presence. You carry the trust that love acts even in absence. You carry the peace that comes when life's timing aligns with the unfolding of your soul. My beloved child, continue gently. Continue boldly. Continue with a heart that is open, a mind that is clear, and a spirit that is steady. The inheritance was always yours to receive. The love behind it was never-ending. And the life that awaits you now is waiting to greet you fully, with arms wide, ready to celebrate the person you were always meant to become. My beloved child, this is your moment. Step into it. Receive it. Trust it. Live it. And know that everything you have been through, everything you have endured, everything you have carried alone, has prepared you exactly for this. You are ready. You are worthy. You are beloved, more than you can measure, more than you can imagine, more than any letter or gift could ever convey. My beloved child, walk forward now, and never forget, what was promised to you has arrived. What was prepared with love, intention, and care is now in your hands. You are free to embrace it, to nurture it, to live in it fully. And with every breath, with every step, with every moment, you are being reminded of this eternal truth: you are seen. You are chosen. You are loved.